In my timeline, I have a short clip from our screencast. Let's watch a few seconds so we know what we're dealing with. In this movie, we're going to explore working with tabs in the Safari web browser. Did you notice that visual pop that happened as the intro clip ended and the screencast began? There was nothing to smooth it over, leaving you with a slightly uneasy feeling right at the beginning of our story. This is definitely not the way to make a great first impression. What we need is a transition. Transitions allow us to smooth over the visual rough cuts between media in our timelines. They tell our brains to accept that a change is taking place in the story and how to interpret that change. Camtasia gives us over 20 default transitions. To see a preview automatically, park your mouse over top of one of the transitions that you want to see. Transitions are always applied to the ends of clips to either bring us into a clip or take us out. There are 3 ways to apply a transition. The first is to drag a transition onto the end of one of your clips. As you hover over the end of the clip, a transition icon will appear, letting you know that you can apply the transition here. This is helpful if you only want to apply a transition to one end of a clip or apply different transitions to each end of a clip. To delete a transition, click on it to select it and then press the delete key. The second way to apply a transition is to drag it and drop it into the middle of a clip so that the same transition is applied to both ends at the same time. Scrubbing your playhead over the top of the clip shows you what the transition looks like. The transitions icon on the clip shows you how long the transition will take. You can speed up the transition by trimming this icon towards the end of the clip, or slow it down by dragging a transitions icon towards the middle of a clip. It may be helpful to zoom into your clips using the zoom slider or Command-Shift equals a few times. The third way to apply a transition is to drag it over the top of an edit point where 2 clips are touching each other on the timeline. This will apply the same transition to both clips and automatically blend the 2 clips together using the selected transition effect. These 2 transitions now work as one when you retime the transition or when you delete them. If you want to apply 2 different transitions at a single edit point, make a trim edit to one of the clips. Then find the transition that you want to add. I'll drag the fade transition onto the outgoing clip. Then add the second transition. I'll add the cube rotate and add that to the incoming clip. Then close the gap between those clips, trimming the same end of the same clip that you dragged the first time. Since the second clip hasn't moved, the dragged clip will snap back to the correct time code and the transition will be automatically applied to both clips and blend them together. Now that you see how to apply a transition, let's see how to use a transition to help tell our story, and we'll do that in the next movie.